y'all, welcome to Wild Blue. And I reckon I heard a tale or two about the Jersey Devil. People say they've seen this creature out there haunting the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. Now there's plenty of people out there who think this thing's just a myth, but others swear they've seen this thing with their own two eyes. Now stick around because we're going to look into this thing here on Wild Blue.
Aliens are among us. No doubt about it.
There's a lot of supposed cryptids out there. You got your big ones like your sasquatch and your dogman. Then you got your smaller ones like your chupacabra. And then you got your fliers like your mothman. And what we're talking about here today, the Jersey Devil. First off, let me describe what this critter looks like. They say it's a winged creature with the head of a goat and sometimes the face of a horse. And they say it's got bat-like wings and a long serpentine tail. Some folks say it stands on two legs like a human, and others believe it's some sort of quadruped. Either way, I'm sure it's a spooky sight to behold. Now, as far as where the Jersey Devil came from, there's plenty of theories out there as to what its origins are. Some people believe it's some kind of demon summoned by a witch in the Pine Barrens in the 18th century, a cursed child born to a woman who wished for a devil instead of a baby. And others believe it's a baby born to a woman cursed by the people of her town for falling in love with a British soldier during the Revolutionary War. There are even those who believe it's some sort of extraterrestrial or interdimensional being that's not from this plane of existence at all, and that it's come to Earth for reasons we can't even begin to comprehend. According to the main legend, a woman known as Mrs. Leeds, or sometimes Mrs. Bowens of Leeds Point, New Jersey, was apparently a witch who lived there in the Pine Barrens. She already had 12 children and she was pregnant with her 13th, and fed up with the constant cycle of childbirth, she proclaimed, "Let this one be the devil." When the child was born in 1735, at first it appeared to be a normal baby, but it quickly transformed into the winged, goat-headed creature we now know as the Jersey Devil. It then proceeded to attack its own mother and the midwife before flying off up the chimney and disappearing into the night. Now, of course, there's no way of knowing whether or not this story is true. There's plenty of variations out there, and the one I just related to you all is probably an amalgamation of several of those different versions. You know, there's different names of the woman, different locations within New Jersey it took place, and a different number of children that she had had before apparently this one was born. But I guess the 13th child became the child of the legend because of its association with all sorts of superstitions and bad phenomenon with that number. But it's definitely a popular part of Jersey Devil lore, and it's been retold countless times over the years. Another theory is that the Jersey Devil is actually a cryptid that's been around for centuries. Some folks believe it's some kind of pterosaur from a bygone age of dinosaurs and other ancient creatures. Others believe it's a surviving member of the Chirotera order, which included giant bats and other flying mammals. Then there's the belief that I mentioned earlier of this Jersey Devil being some kind of interdimensional being, able to move between different planes of existence at will. This theory suggests that this creature isn't from our world at all, but rather from some kind of other dimension or parallel universe. And finally, there's those that believe that the Jersey Devil is some sort of demonic entity or manifestation of evil. This theory suggests that the creature is not a physical being at all, but rather a spiritual entity that can take on a physical form whenever it chooses to. Now, as for where the Jersey Devil is seen, its primary location is in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. And this is a dense forest covering over 1 million acres within New Jersey, home to all sorts of strange creatures and unexplained phenomenon. At least that's what's alleged out there. And some people believe this creature lives in a cave somewhere hidden deep in the Pine Barrens, while others, thinking this creature is some kind of interdimensional being, believe it can just pop in and out of our plane at will. Let's get on to the good stuff, shall we? We're going to look at a number of sightings of this creature going back through the years. The earliest sightings during the 1800s were few and far between. The first one we got here is by a naval officer named Commodore Stephen Decatur in the early 1800s. He claimed he saw this thing while he was test firing cannons. First he thought he'd hit it with the cannon, but but of course he missed and it took off and flew away, never to be seen by him again. Next up, we got Joseph Bonaparte, the brother of famed Napoleon Bonaparte, who claimed he saw this winged creature flying around while he was hunting in the mid-1800s in New Jersey. Then moving into 1909, this is where things get real interesting. During a week-long period in January of that year, this Jersey Devil was seen multiple times by multiple witnesses all throughout the Pine Barrens. In Woodbury, a guy named Thad Cousins saw this winged creature with red eyes flying over his street. A guy named John McOwens claimed to hear some strange sounds coming from a creek near his house, and later he went and checked and found some strange footprints that were unexplained to him. They appeared to be hoof-like but didn't line up with any sort of hoofed creature that he knew of. A guy named Elson Evans and his wife claimed they saw this creature flying around outside their window for about 10 minutes. He claimed the creature had the head of a collie dog and a horse-like face, had a long neck and wings about 2 feet long, and it had crane-like legs and horse-like hooves. It definitely sounds like some sort of creation from some sort of mad scientist, I tell you. The sightings continued all over New Jersey throughout that week. And then in 1951, a group of kids in Gibbstown, New Jersey claimed they saw this creature outside their window with blood dripping from its mouth. They called the police, but when the police showed up, the creature was long gone and there were no signs of it anywhere. And then in 1961, two couples parked in the Pine Barrens hear this creature making all sorts of noise and screeching, and then the next thing they knew, the roof of their car was smashed in by this thing. They took off, but later returned to hear the screeching again and look up and see this winged creature flying around, tearing up the trees as it flew by, ripping off the bark. And there were more sightings between 1975 and 1976. And then in 1987, the owners of a German Shepherd one day found it had been killed by some sort of predatory creature, and they found some strange tracks that they couldn't identify. Overall, there have been over 2,000 reported sightings of this creature in New Jersey over the last 250 years. And I'm sure some of these stories can be explained away, and without any sort of physical or photographic evidence, there's no way to verify if any of them are real. But in 2015, this guy named David Black claims he captured a photo of this Jersey Devil flying around in New Jersey. Now looking at the picture, there's definitely some doubts I have about it. It could easily be faked, you know, and there's only this guy's word to go off of and in the picture we've got here. And I've got his story linked below if you want to check it out. But basically it looks like some sort of taxidermy monstrosity with the body of a goat and possibly some wings attached to it. It's been suspended, looking at it in the forest there. It's got this kind of posed, fixed look to it, very static looking. I don't know, it's still pretty strange. Y'all make of it what you will. When it comes to other cryptid creatures, the Jersey Devil is often likened to the Mothman of West Virginia. Both of these creatures are said to have wings and red eyes and the ability to fly at these incredible speeds, but the Mothman is generally considered some kind of harbinger of doom, while the Jersey Devil is more of a mischievous prankster and troublemaker, killing off animals and livestock and frightening people. So there you have it. The Jersey Devil may be a spooky and elusive creature, but it's also a fascinating piece of American folklore. Whether you believe in its existence or not, the story of the Jersey Devil has captivated people all over the world, not just in New Jersey, and I'm sure its story will persist for years to come. So anyway, that about wraps it up for this video. If y'all got any stories you'd like to share, any pictures or videos or anything else associated with the ghosts and Bigfoot, Sasquatch, aliens, a Jersey Devil of course, send them to wildbluetvstories@gmail.com. Check out our website and check out our Facebook page, like and subscribe, and with that said, Wild Blue out.